Hello world, hope you're doing well. If not, as always, I hope it gets better for you. So some of you guys may have seen the fish barn video, and if you haven't seen it, definitely highly recommend checking that out because it's a fish room like you've never seen before, done a little different. But this isn't all that we have going on here. We've actually got more in the house, which is my quarantine area. I actually keep my quarantines in there just for biosecurity reasons so things don't get mismatched and things don't spread around. But what's neat about the quarantine house is that it was done with the bare necessities, the bare minimum, and I wanted to share it with you guys before we progress more into the quarantine house because I plan on actually racking things up, making it look nicer in there. But I want to share with you guys again before I do that what it looks like. So let's check it out. Time to go into the quarantine house. Plant lady Sarah, aka Lady LRB. This is her plant room, which I don't know. Let me know. Do you guys want to see a tour of this sometime? Hit me up in the comment section. So here's an update on the temporary quarantine area section part of it. As you can see, we still got the tubs going, the cat, and I'm about to build some racks here, put in some actual tanks, and make it look nice. Get this all off the floor because it's been there too long. And I'm still debating whether I'm going to keep this over here. I may take this out altogether just to open up some space here because whenever I build this out, I can put some of these on there and or move them elsewhere. And currently this one's empty, floating some plants in there though. This one I've got sand, it's got some sage in it. It's also got the Micropercelia pictus. Next to it, I've got some Julius chromius marleri. And then I've got some checkerboard cichlids in here as well. And this is that lime rock that comes out of my yard, which is really nice. Helps harden the water. This is empty, but these all need to be moved into the barn. And then on the rack, I've got a bunch of killifish. You can see how I've got catappa leaves over here. I like to use these Indian almond leaves. You can use oak leaves, you can use maple, but they help fight bacterial and fungal infections. There's tons of killies, like these dagettis, they're ready to be moved in. These chocolate australs, tons, just bunch of chocolate australs. These are beautiful fish. Here's a nice clear container. And then the Lagos red, the bivitatums, amphicemians. You guys really showing off. Still got some blue galaris in here. He's in there. Boom. It's just a dirty front. It looks horrible from there, but nothing wrong with the water or him. We're ready to move them into the barn. And a little baby rice fish that grew up in here in one of the containers. More bivitatums, lots of bivitatums. More bivitatums. Still got the Caribbeanus, fun little panchecks over there. He also needs to go to the barn. Of course, this female. This algae is good breeding bed. And then we've got gardener eyes. Hard to see, but there's Procatopus similis. Procatopus similis in here. And some rice fish. Those were from the Yohiki orange. Threw a couple whites. I had separated them. Then underneath here you can see the gardener eyes better. More of the males. I think I have mostly females up there. Just a female. Lots of those. And underneath them, which these are all ready to get out of quarantine as well. We got the lime green endlers. We like those. And then we've got some black mollies. Even though that one's got some issue with its fin. Looked like so. Just that one though. I haven't lost any, so maybe she's getting picked on. If it's a bunch of fish, I'd worry, but if it's just one fish, that's a little different. And nothing in there. But still going strong. As you can see, no light, no filter, just nature. Granted, killifish are really made for this situation. They live in puddles, they breed in smaller areas, which for a long period of time, like a month, couple months, few months, this isn't bad. But if I was keeping them to breed them, 5 gallon, 10 gallons, start getting into 20 gallons, it's a lot of room for them. They do like it in smaller kind of spaces. Even though I have kept killifish in big aquariums, so really keep them in whatever space. But most people breed, keep, and raise them in smaller containers, smaller areas. It's easier to get spawns out of them. The guest bedroom here, we got space for more of the containers. Which, starting down here on the bottom, I've got a colony of scuds going and green water. A little bit of duckweed. The goldfish love to eat from these guys, and I'll show you them later in this video. But here's a striatum male, kind of hard to see from this angle. I've got more up here, you'll see. I've got a blue glarus female, gardneri, gold gardneri. Come on, buddy. This guy's gonna go to the barn too. He's being skittish, but there's his lady. Got these gold wonders. I've got some really cool guppies. I think these are the Japanese blue sword. But throwing some variations. That one's back's not doing too well. I don't know. I have catch-all tanks for these kind of fish. We'll see how those go. Because I don't want to spend my time breeding out a line that just needs work, you know. Well, holy cow, look at this. This moss is growing nicely in here. Tigers, orange eye blue tigers. The culls. Thank you, Grant. Garden eater for those. And the Gingaruba, they're ready to go out. And then a bunch of El Tigres. Really cool in there. Wild Entler too, so it's a wild type. So the breeding is fairly true, well, pretty true. Has some differences between patterns and stuff, but still got a bunch of them. I'm about to throw them in a 40-gallon. And a couple of striatums. This lighting in here is just horrible though. Here we go. It's the backlit sunlight. Some striatums. But I do got some places to grow in here, so maybe I'll put them in here. Also got these cool little containers with snow white Anubias, regular barteri Anubias, and some hydrocotyl looks like, and some moss random. And then it brings us to Wesley's tank here, which this used to be quarantined, but not anymore. It's the no tech, and it's got goldfish and gold lasers in it. I dumped some of that green water from the Scuds tank in here because, you know, goldfish and green water, they like that kind of thing. The Corys definitely don't mind. But the guppy grass is blown up in here. They've been trimming it, eating it. There's always some kind of food source in there. You can see their bellies are full. Do need to pull some of that out of there. It would be cool to get a light on this just to see it better and for Wesley to enjoy more. So we'll probably be going tech on this with at least a light. But it's doing well. And last but not least, we got Wesley's future axolotl tank sitting on his new custom stand. Video on that soon. Well, there you have it. That's the quarantine house. Renovations to that coming up. You know, I'm still kind of rattling around my brain exactly what I'm going to do with it, but I've kind of got the idea of what I got to work with and what I want to do. So stay tuned for that. If you guys like aquariums, you like all this kind of stuff, and to learn about them and different things you could do, because there's so many ways to keep aquariums, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the like button. That would help me out, and comments, anything. Let me know what's on your mind. But I appreciate you all watching, and thank you so much, all you guys, for your support. Until next time, everybody, peace. Have a great one.